Okay, so we have done with the chapter 2 already. So we have already the resultant. Nakakuha na rin tayo ng moment about the point or moment about the line. We have the couples. Okay, so the difference between the force and then the couple itself. Okay, so ngayon we will discuss on how the resultant of a system can be at one point on the system na merong isang force at saka isang moment. Okay, for example, okay, I have a body. So, kahit anong body pa yan. And then it is subjected to different forces. For example, meron ako ditong force F1, F2, and then F3. Hindi natin sure kung ano yan ano. Okay? Ngayon, at a common point, okay, meron niyang resultant. Okay? So, yung F1, F2, F3 natin, hindi natin alam. Pero, you can have it as resultant that would become equal to F1 plus F2 plus F3. Okay? So, yung direction niya, depende dun sa direction ng tatlo. Example, pag ganito yung direction ko. FR. Okay? This FR, actually, pwede natin siyang ilagay kahit sa ang point on the system, pero dapat equivalent pa rin sila. Ibig sabihin, yung mararanasan ng system na paggalaw due to these three forces, kapag nilagay natin siya into space of the same body, for example, dito ko nilagay yung FR, okay, kahit saan pwede mo siyang ilagay. Pwede mo siyang ilagay dito, pwede mo siyang ilagay doon, kahit saang point on the system. Okay? Now, for example, dito ko siya ilalagay. So, I will be having here the FR. Okay? Instead na dito, doon ko siya ilalagay. Okay? Itong FR, yung value niyan, madaling makuha. Para lang tayo kumukuha ng resultant, F1, F2, and then F3. Okay? Kaya lang, dahil yung point na kino-consider natin is not constant, sabi nga natin, at different points, kada forces from this one, magkakaroon siya ng moment. So, meron akong R1, meron akong R2, and then, ito pala R1, ito yung R2, and then meron akong R3. Location niya, no? So, di ba, pag ganon, nagkakaroon tayo ng moment. Moment due to 1, okay, that would become R1 cross product F1. And then moment due to 2, that would become R2 cross product F2. And lastly, you will be having here R3 cross product of F sub 3. Okay? So, kapag dito ko nilagay yung force, magkakaroon ako ngayon ng resultant na moment. Tatawagin ko yung CR. And your CR would become equal to C1 plus C2 and then plus C3. Okay? So, for a certain system of forces, pwede natin siyang ilipat yung resultant niya at any point on the system, tapos may equivalent siyang moment. Okay? So, in short, yung system natin na yon, ito yung FR ko, and then ito yung CR ko. Okay? So, ganun. Okay? Now, the thing is, kung meron pa siyang additional moment, for example, at this point, meron akong moment doon, tawagin ko yung M1, okay? This one would become plus M sub 1. So, yung CR mo, nadadagdagan. Okay? So, ngayon, ang trabaho natin, we will be given many system of forces and then moments. Pwede kong ipahanap ano yung equivalent system niya, isang force at saka ng isang moment. Ang tawag natin doon is the wrench. Okay? So, example dun sa ating manual. So, I will have it. Okay. Kunin ko yung nasa problem. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So, let's have it this one. So, the force system acting on a structural member consists of couple C and the forces F1, F2, and then F3. Determine the equivalent force couple system with the force acting at the point G. So UC equals to 200 pound-feet, F1 is 100 pounds, F2 is 90 pounds. Alright. So isa-isahin natin. Dito daw ako magmo-moment. So you have to take moment. Doon natin ilalagay. Pero bago yon, lagay muna natin yung ating mga tawag dito, lagay natin yung ating mga forces into rectangular form. So para kay F1, kailangan kong makuha to. And then this one is from the X is 4, Y is 6, and then Z 0, and then this one is 0, 0, and then 0. Okay? So, for my F1, okay, kukunin ko muna yung kanyang R. Okay? Iyan ko muna. Tawagin natin yung R. Eto pala yung isa. Lagyan natin pala to. Oops, sorry. We will be having here 0, 0, and then you will be having this string. Okay? So, kunin natin si RAB. Okay? Okay, RAB, 0 minus 4, negative 4i. Plus, 0 minus 6, negative 6. So, minus 6j. And then 3 minus 0 plus 3k. Okay, so we will be having here RAB as the resultant. So that would be square root of 4 squared plus 6 squared plus 3 squared. So you have their square root of 61. Okay, so para makuha ko si unit vector lambda AB, so we will be having here the vector position AB all over its resultant AB. Okay, so that is negative 4 divided by square root of 61. Okay, so you have here negative 0.512i. Okay, and then minus 6 naman, minus 6, 0.768 of j, and lastly you will be having here 0.384 of k. Yan. And so, pwede na ako makakuha ngayon ng force 1. So, that would become, yung F1 natin is 100 pounds. Mumultiply ko, so F1, and then lambda AB. Okay? So, oops, wala yung bar. F1, lambda AB. Okay? So, 100, so that is negative 51.2i minus 76.8 of j, and then plus 38.4 of k. So you have now this F sub 1. Okay? Now for the F sub 2, papansinin nyo, si F sub 2 is directed on the positive x. So automatically si F sub 2 mo, that is 90i. Okay? 90 kasi siya, and it is directed on the positive x direction, which is on the I direction. So you will be having here 90i. Okay? So the rest wala na, no? Plus 0j, and then plus 0k. And lastly, we will be having here the F3. Si F3 is directed on the positive y direction. So you will be having here 0i. At ang F3 mo is 120. So that is 120 of j. And then plus 0k. Okay? Ngayon, pwede natin ngayong kunin yung pinaka-resultant niya. Okay? At this point, kukunin natin si F sub r. So we will be having here F sub r. That is equal to F sub 1 plus F sub 2 plus F sub 3. Okay? So, si F sub 1 ko, you will be having here negative 51.2. Okay, this one. I-add ko to, plus 90. And then plus 0. So, you will be having here 38.8 of I. Okay? Next, for the J, negative 76.8 plus 0j, okay, and then plus 120. Okay, so that's equal to 43.2 of j. And lastly, we have the k plus 38.4 of k. Okay? So, paano siya i-drawing dun, sir? So, since yung I mo is positive, so pag ganun yung I, papuntang pa ganun. And then, yung Y mo is also, baliktad. pag ganito siya, positive kasi yung I, positive din yung J, okay, and then positive din yung K. Okay, so paangat siyang pag ganun. So parang ito yung pinaka resultant natin. Diyan siya nag-a-act mula sa J. Okay? Oops. Mula dito hanggang dun. So yun yung aking F sub R. Okay? Kaya lang, force pa lang siya. Kailangan kunin natin yung pinaka-moment. Okay? Yung C natin, which is C equals to 200 pounds, kailangan makuha din natin yung kanyang pinaka-vector form. Okay? So, kung titingnan natin by right thumb rule, pag ganito siya, no? Ayan. Okay? Pag ganun, tapos paikot. Okay? So, we will be having here from B to G. So, kailangan kong makuha muna yung position vector R, B, G. So, yung G ko, okay, from the X, that is 4. From the Y is 0. And then from the Z is 0. So, from B to G, 4 minus 0. So, you will be having here 4I plus 0J minus 3K. So, I have here R, B, G. Okay, so that's square root of, I guess 5. Square root of 4 squared plus 0 squared plus 3 squared. So, you will be having here 5. Okay? So, I will now have the lambda BG. So, i-divide ko lang yon. 4 divided by 5. 0.8 of I. Okay? Plus 0J. And then minus 0.6 of K. Okay? So, meron na ako ngayong makukuhang, okay, lagyan ko dito. May makukuha na ako dong C. Okay? So, yung C mo, that is 200 lambda BG. Okay? So, yung C natin in vector form, 200 times 0.8. So, you have here 160I plus 0J and then minus 200 times 0.6. So, minus 120K. Okay? Sir, yan na ba yan? Hindi pa. Bakit? Sabi ko, we will take the moment at that point. Okay? At point G, aside from the C na meron tayo, this force F1 and F2 has also the moment about the point G. Pero yung F3 wala na, no? Kasi tumatama na siya dun eh. So, meron akong moment ng F1 and then you will be having here the F2. They meet at the common point. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng ang gawin ko pala to get for the C2. Okay, I will call that a C2 or moment due to F1. Okay, so that should become equal to R and then that is GB. Okay, and then cross product nung sum nung dalawa, F1 plus F2. Okay, parang ganyan, no? Bakit? Kasi yung F3, wala na siyang moment doon. Okay? Kasi tumatama na yung F3 mo sa G eh. Eh, doon tayo magmo-moment. Okay? So, kunin ko muna tong dalawa, F1 and then F2. Pag-a-adding ko lang tong dalawa na to. So, you will be having here 38. Okay? So, that is 38 of I. Negative 51.2 plus 90. So, you have your 38.8 of I. And then minus 76.8 of J plus 38.4 of K. Okay? But we need the RGB. So, yung GB natin, RGB. And then, i-cross product natin to get for the moment. Kunin natin si RGB. So, from G to B. So, 0 minus 4, negative 4I, plus 0J, and then plus 3 of K. Alright? And then, we need to get for the cross product of that. So, we will be having here C2 is equals to I. So, that is negative 4, and then 0, and then 3. So, this is 38.8, negative 76.8, and 38.4. Okay? So, J, and then K. You have here I, and then the J. Negative 40, 38.8, negative 76.8. Okay? So, we will be having here C2. So, pag ganon, 0i. Okay? And then, you will be having here, oops. Ito muna pala yun. Mali ako ng arrow eh. Ayun. Ito. Okay? So, 0i. And then, this one is 3 times 38.8. So, you have here plus 116 of 4 of j. And then, ayun. So, negative 4 multiplied by negative 76.8. So, you will be having here plus 307.2. Okay? Ima-minus natin yung I. Okay, so we will be having here, ito muna. Ayun. So, 3 times negative 76.8. So, negative minus negative 230.4 of I. And then, for the j, ito naman yung j. So, that is negative 4 multiplied it by 38.4. So, minus 153.6 of j. And lastly, ito. So, plus 0k. Okay? So, we will be having the C2. 0 minus this one is 230.4 of I. Next, 116.4 minus negative, so that is plus 153.6. So, plus 270 of j. And lastly, plus 307.2 of k. Okay? So, meron ka na ngayong C2. Now, to get for the resultant C, that would become C1 due to the couple alone. And then plus, yung C2 natin, it's due to the forces or the moments of the forces. So, yung C1 natin, eto yon. So, we'll call it the C1. Eto yung C2. Pag-a-addin natin sila, so that's 160 plus 230.4. So, that is 390.4. And then, you will be having here 0j plus 270 of j. Okay, lastly, negative 120 for this term. And then, i-add natin na 307.2. So, that is plus 187.2 of k. This is now your resultant CR. And this is now your resultant force FR. Okay? So, in short, yung system natin, para siyang meron ditong boom. Okay, nandyan yung pinaka-boom mo. Okay, yung isa is the force FR. And then yung isa is something na force CR. Okay? So, yun yung pinaka-equivalent system natin ng isang force at saka ng isang couple kapag yung force ay tumatama dun sa point G. Okay?